Welcome to the Vintage Denim Heat Check. This is the highest selling vintage denim on eBay over the last 2 weeks, now powered by WeBuyOldJeans.com. Let's get into the list. All right, our next honorable mention is this 1920s Lee Salesman sample denim overalls. Buddy Lee doll advertising souvenir, probably something like that. Maybe a parting gift that a salesman gave. They say it's 1920s. I'm not entirely certain that that is accurate. I could be wrong. They certainly looks very, very old, so we're probably not too far off, even if it's not 1920s. They do show an example down here of another pair, very similar. That actually is dated 1920 at the Minnesota State Fair, but these that they have are not those, so you just have to be careful with that. These are still very cool. It's really cool to see some of these because they are really hard to come by, especially in this condition. Here we have this pair going for $898.88 with 23 bids. Really cool little denim novelty here that you just do not find very often. All right, kicking us off at number 10, we have this Type 2 denim jacket, the 507XX. Look at this one. Beautiful color still in this one right here. Looks like it's in fantastic condition, I think. It's in great condition. You still have the leather patch, even though it has certainly seen better days. Still intact like that is pretty hard to come by with one of these jackets. Really crispy looking. Let's take a look at the size. There's the selvage. The size is something like, it's not very big, obviously. We're looking at 36, maybe a 38 at the most. So pretty small, but either way, I've sold these jackets for in way worse condition for a lot more than this. So pretty impressive jacket right here. And the deal was really good. This one sold for $1,050. I actually know the purchaser of this jacket, so congratulations. Next up, we have this 1950s Western denim sawtooth pearl snap shirt. They say, I guess it's a size small. Look at the details on this. This thing looks great. We got those diamond pearl snaps all the way up. Very little wear in terms of, I don't see a lot of fading. I don't see any rips or tears. This thing is in fantastic condition. Maybe a little bit of wear here. Here is the tag. These are such cool tags. You do have to watch out because Levi's has done a number of reproductions with this tag, but this one looks pretty close, if not perfect, what I would expect authentic denim Western wear. Look at that inside. Beautiful jacket, or a beautiful shirt all around. This one, we got like a 38 total, a 19. It's still a bit small, obviously, but there is one little defect. A little defect, you can live with that. Either way, what a cool shirt this one is. These will go for around this price pretty consistently. If it's a bigger, obviously you'll probably get a better price because these are still pretty small, all things considered. But this one sold for $1,102 with 50 bids. Clearly, there was some demand for this shirt. Then next up, we have Lee. Lee doesn't often make this list, which is a shame. It's mostly because, Levi's is so much more popular, but Lee is a really underrated brand, in my opinion. We have these 1950s Lee Riders 101Z half selvage denim. Let's take a look at some of the details. This thing looks like it's in great condition. Look at that patch, still looking good. Color still looking great. There would be the Union stamp tag. There's the half selvage they were talking about right here. Very cool. Now look at all these details. Looks so good. There's the Lee Riders patch right there. There's an X. Yeah, X on there. I'm not sure what X means, but this is a zippered jean. So with a gripper zipper, that would have been probably a little bit more like late 80s, mid to late 50s, excuse me. But still, what a beautiful condition pair of jeans. Exceptional all around. You don't find them in this condition very often. And that's why this one sold for $1,200. Congratulations, Lee. Love seeing Lee on here. Hopefully we'll see more in the future. Next up on the list is a pair of 501s. What a shock. We have this pair right here. Apparently 1960, so let's take a look at some of the details. We have that Jarkon patch there. Looks like the tab is a little bit messed up, which this is a sort of common issue to find. But big E, like we would expect. No hidden rivets. Let's see, do we have a V-stitch? This might give us, no, there's no V-stitches. This definitely puts us in the late 60s era. But what a good size, 35-30. I hope that's the actual measured size. If that were the case, that would be a really good size to find. Let's see, do they give us the measurements? Oh, they put it in centimeters. I don't know. Someone do the math for me, but it looks like probably at least pretty close. Either way, very cool. Great pair of jeans. This has definitely got some wear, so I'm actually kind of a little bit surprised, to be honest, at the price this thing went for, because while it is a very good pair of jeans, there's definitely clearly some issues with it. But this one sold for $13.50, so pretty good sell for the seller, I'd say. So good pair of jeans. The late 60s is not that uncommon to come by, so I think they got a good deal. Very cool pair, so congratulations both buyer and seller. Next up, we have an early 70s pair of 501s. Let's take a look at these. These are some big boys here, apparently 39 by 32. But look at the color on these things right here. An excellent condition. One wash is probably right. It looks like there may be a little bit of puckering, so that's clearly been maybe washed at least once. But look how dark the indigo denim on this is. Beautiful. That arcuate is so shallow, which is not uncommon at that time. For this time period, we have that single stitch on the back pocket, indicating that these are previous to 1978. But look, I think we have some staples here, which would indicate that the staples didn't even get pulled out. So these are really, really fresh. We have that number 6, which is a really common number to see, factor code to see on one of these guys. This thing looks crispy. One wash, yeah, maybe they threw it in before they decided to wash it. Let's see if there's any more details here. It's a little bit of fraying or something, I guess. Maybe that was from that one wash. I imagine there was some shrinkage. Let's see if it gives us. Do they give us the measurements here? They show us the measurements. Somebody drew on the inside. I don't know who did that. I don't think they give us the measurements in the photos. Let's see if they give the measurements in the details. Waist size is 39, so I'm guessing that is the measured size. These were probably supposed to be bigger. Yeah, there's the staples. Yep. Either way, this is as close to dead stock as you can get without being dead stock. So no surprise that this pair went for $1,500. This is certainly a good buy. If you can, just get past one wash, it probably has a little bit more shrinkage to go as well. So incredible pair. Hard to come by these with just one wash in this condition, that's for sure. All right, we have the 1950s Type 1 denim jacket. Let's take a look at some of the details here. Looks like we clearly have some wear. We had that pocket flap on this guy. Clearly some damage here. This is going to definitely affect the price. Yeah, quite a bit soiled as well. So there's that big E right there. This probably would have been like some of those later models. Yeah, both arms are pretty destroyed here. The neck destroyed. This is, just about as rough condition as you can get, and it still be probably wearable. Let's take a look at I missed the chest size. Yeah, chest size is still again actually pretty small. They probably need to measure that a little bit higher, but definitely a smaller size here as well. So the small size definitely eats into this. There we have some patches on the back. Panhead Harley Davidson, still cool. Buckle back here. There was a patch clearly right here at some point. Really cool jacket. Love the history. In fact, I like some of these personalized ones sometimes more than others. This guy clearly has seen better days, and the condition clearly wore on this on the price here. This one only sold for $16.50. Would have certainly gone higher if it were in better condition. The shipping though, look at that, only $2 shipping. That's pretty crazy. Not sure how they pulled that off, but they're probably eating a little bit of it. I'm not sure why you would even sell it, even ask for shipping at that point, but still cool to find these. I would love to find it even in this condition, so you can't be too upset. Really cool Type 1 jacket right here. Do you have vintage denim that you are looking to sell? Maybe you need it appraised, or maybe you just need a little bit more information about the garment you have. Well, we recommend WeBuyOldJeans.com. These guys are the best in the business, in my opinion. They offer the best prices and have the most knowledgeable information and experts at their fingertips, and they offer unmatched service in the industry. So whether you're looking for a free appraisal, maybe you're looking just to offload some denim, or maybe just a little bit of information, WeBuyOldJeans.com is the place for you. Then next up we have a Type 2, the successor to that previous Type 1. Let's take a look at this guy and then the details. Looks pretty good condition, like we have pretty good color left. Nothing too crazy. I don't see any major damage. There's that selvage. We've seen these jackets a million times. But it's always nice to see what they're going for and what condition does to the price. Everything here looks legit, and like there's that 17. I think the last one I had is 17 stamp. I don't know if that's a little bit of blood or rust or what that is right there, but largely in pretty good condition. Let's see what we can find out about the size. There's a lot of photos on here. The size, chest size is a 20, so we're looking at a size 40, which is a pretty good size. All things considered, these certainly the bigger sizes are going to sell significantly better than the smaller sizes. This is one of the bigger ones we've had on this list today. This one also sold for $16.50, so tied out the Type 1, but obviously better condition and a bit better size, so really cool jacket. At number 3, we have this true vintage 1940s Levi's jeans 501XX. They claim it's the 57 model. A big E, selvage, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's take a look at this, because this one's there's a funny element to this, and let me see if you can spot it. I'm not going to mention the element of these jeans that is way off. Let's see if you can figure it out in the comments below. So if you see it, mention it in the comments. So let's take a look here. We've got the pocket bags, yada yada yada. I wish this was a better photo. If you're gonna drop this much money on a pair of jeans, I think this needs to be a little bit of a better photo. Here we have the back, we have the patch, we have let's see, a little bit of wear, obviously, and that's, you kind of would expect that from a pair this old. The tab is destroyed. The arcuate is almost non-existent anymore. Clearly rather worn. If this was in better condition, it would have gone for a lot more. Here you can see there are some the wear from the hidden rivets. Barely see the Levi's in that photo right there. Let's take a look inside. There are the rivets. These are the rivets we would want to see in that previous honorable mention or dishonorable mention pair. These LS Co. rivets. There's the selvage. There's a little bit of wear on the front. Let's take a look. What else we got here? We have our V stitch. We have our look at that. The threads just so worn down over the years. Here we go. The back side that's centered. Belt loop. Let's see. We have this correct rivets there. What else we got? That's about it. Anyway, pretty cool pair for sure. Definitely an interesting pair. And if you see the discrepancy, let me know. But the discrepancy certainly probably affected the price on this. I do believe these are authentic, but there was a modification. And again, let me know if you see it. Anyways, this pair did go for $17.99 for the third spot. Certainly an interesting pair here at number 3. Next, we have probably the most valuable child's garment we've had on this list. We have the Stifel Wabash Indigo bib overalls. Let's take a look. We've got that Stars and Stripes Stifel pattern, which is at this point a mythic, legendary pattern. We have the Stifel stamp on the back side. These are really, really cool. I'm not sure how old these are, but they're probably pretty darn old. We're talking about early 20th century for sure. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. That was the inside out. Let's see. They don't show us anything else. I want to kind of see here's the close-up on the buttons, the donut buttons there. I don't know. Either way, what a cool piece right here. Let's see if they say anything else about it in the description. Obviously very rare and hard to find. yeah, it's correct. These guys are correct. They are very good condition, like very good condition overalls. With this material, again, we've seen like literal remnants of this material go for thousands of dollars on this list. So no surprise that we see the Stars and Stripes version, which is the most coveted version, go for $2,247.20 bids. What a wild and cool piece we have here for sure. Then at number 1 we have a Type 1, but this one's a little bit interesting. Big E selvage. Let's take a look at this. This one is a T-back, which has a seam down the middle, and typically this is, I believe, mostly for the bigger sizes. But what's unusual about this pair is that it's actually a relatively small size according to the measurements. Let's take a look at the measurements. They have a measurement here somewhere. The tab obviously is pretty messed up. There are the measurements here. This is pretty small, like 42, size 42 for a T-back. That's, I think, pretty unusual. I've never seen a T-back that size, and a couple of my friends have never seen a T-back that size. I do know that while this does appear to have been paid for, that it does seem like there may potentially be a cancellation or something like that. There seems to be some sort of discrepancy. Not really sure, but I have heard a few rumors here and there. But either way, this was paid for, and as far as I know, for certain, this was a legitimate sale all around. Really cool jacket here on the Type 1 from the 40s. We've seen a lot of these, but we haven't seen a T-back in a while. These T-backs can go for quite a bit more money, which is probably one of the reasons why there are some rumor mills turning here. But either way, beautiful jacket. Really interesting size for certain. One of the cooler Type 1s we've seen, and certainly deserves to be high on this list. And this week it does make the number 1 spot on the heat check list, so congratulations. This is a beautiful jacket for the buyer and the seller. Hope everything worked out all right.